Amazing audience, we are live now.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. It's Silvia Mah. She's been in the Caribbean Sea a few times.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's the warmth.
So tell me, Silvia, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Connecting us right now?
Yeah, I mean, there were a trend of things that happened that you were operating in within your talents that's responsible for you being here right now.
Right now. Oh, God, so many. I don't know. I think that today it's more about today as in today. It's about giving back. So I was asked by Andrea, who runs Hair Hub, to be here to present a presentation about the benefits of accelerators. So that has more kind of life to it than just a presentation. So I run a couple of different accelerators here in San Diego, and love to come here and talk to people about what that looks like and what should they be considering and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I did today.
That's good. I love
I'm doing
that.
Very
specifically
specific.
today.
I know you're like, what came in today?
Well, I mean, like, explain
I know.
accelerators, though, for those who don't understand.
Yeah,
please.
so accelerators are, people have different definitions of accelerators and incubators. So first of all, that's it. But what I have seen over the years and what I define as an accelerator versus incubator is an incubator is more of a space or a like a digital space, let's say, it could be physical or digital, that you are able to be a part of a community for a long period of time. There might be some curriculum, some mentoring, similar to a co-working space. An accelerator is more of a specific amount of time, usually 3 months, that you come into a program, you get accelerated through a program, and you graduate, let's say, or demo day is usually the ending of an accelerator. So it's an acceleration of your business, albeit an early stage business or an existing business.
That's intriguing. So is it that people are coming to be a part of the accelerator, or is it that the accelerator in itself is just a thing that's there, and how does that work?
People are coming to be part of accelerators. Accelerators usually put out an call to application. We just finished our Ad Astra Accelerator application call a couple days ago. So we have a wonderful amount of applications in the life science sector for the Ad Astra Accelerator, which is an accelerator for female entrepreneurs and founders to be able to get education and mentors and the female factor of how to be more confident in your startup and how much more confident in being a leader to be in front of a venture capitalist or an angel investor or a contractor, let's say, that you're trying to go into. So that's what that accelerator is all about.
That's intriguing.
Yeah.
You seem to be a very intelligent person. Who did you learn that from?
My mother. But I always, she is an American, and I'm from Venezuela, so next door to you.
I love how she's switching into
accents.
yeah.
I'm from Venezuela, so next door to Trinidad and Tobago, so that's like awesome. And so my mother is American, and she was a CIA operative, and she landed up in Venezuela. She studied Russian history and Russian politics at Stanford. So it's like, woohoo! We always said that she was the encyclopedia of useless information, which now I know is useful because as you grow older, you realize how amazing your mother is, and the people around you, and grandmothers and grandfathers are just full of wisdom that you don't know when you're growing up. But yeah, definitely education and that wisdom and knowledge is definitely part of our family. That is something that we value tremendously. So I don't think I'm very smart, but I always have a thirst for knowledge and a thirst for learning every single day something different.
Yeah. Where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you?
You can connect with me on LinkedIn. It's really easy to connect with me. It's Silvia Mah. I also run my own podcast, so that She Invests.
What's the name of the podcast?
She Invests.
There we go.
So, and I basically just interview the colleagues that I think are amazing who are investing in female entrepreneurs or other investing, but they in and of itself are amazing female angel investors or female VCs that need a platform to be heard.
That's good. Wonderful. Look at you.
Yeah.
Wow, you've done a ton.
Yeah. But I'm excited to be talking to you
I
today.
am as well, to be talking to you. Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Consistently is always lead through integrity and lead through service learning. So why I say those two things is because there's a lot of things that I've done, and there's a lot of things that a lot of people can say that they've done in 3 years, but what's that value that makes you get up every single day? And that's why my answer is is integrity and being a servant leader.
How does that make you feel?
Wonderful.
Why would you suggest someone that's listening do that? Like, be a servant leader?
Because you're doing it for a greater purpose. Legacy is very important to me. Integrity obviously is very important to me. So serving people is a way to fill you up, but also fill others and be able to make an impact in the community that you have. Definitely make an impact in the village that you're intercalating into, because all of us have a village approach of you have a community, you have a network. Well, how do you give and take? And I don't take as much as I give, but it's that reciprocity that's very, very important to me. And I think everybody should have that at their core of how do I help others, because that will inevitably come back and help you, not in an egotistical way, but in a very good and thoughtful and deep way.
That's powerful. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know Annette, who was just in here,
No.
who I was interviewing? Okay, because she had a similar theme. Like,
Great.
You guys should definitely shake hands
Yes,
after.
yes, good. Thank you for that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, all right. Well, let's switch gears for a moment.
Okay.
Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm blue Caribbean water. What is your earliest childhood memory?
What's my earliest childhood memory? Well, with the theme of the ocean, I'm a marine biologist. I have my PhD in marine biology. And I always, my earliest memory of happiness is my dad had a sailboat. And I would always be out in the forward part, is it the helm? I don't know. The thing in the front. And my mother was always like, oh, she's going to fall. And my dad was always like, she's not going to fall. I would dangle my feet off the front, and the sailboat was going, so fast and up and down in waves, but there were always dolphins crossing in front. And that sense of freedom is, I didn't have a lot of freedom in my home because of my dad being so overpowering. So it was kind of like a snippet of time that I had almost every weekend that I was able to go on the sailboat and feel freedom and feel that adventure just like whipping my face. And I just remember that all the time. That's the happiest memory that I have as a child.
That's amazing.
So it's in the Caribbean Ocean. So it's kind of funny that you asked that.
Love it.
I know.
How old do you think you were?
He didn't plant that.
No, I just met her.
I know.
How old do you think you were in that memory?
Oh gosh. I would say probably 5 or 6 years old. I was always up front.
Why do you think that memory is so clear?
I think because, as I said, my home life was very, very much don't be heard, don't say anything, don't go out of the house because it's too dangerous in Venezuela. So for me, being down in the ocean and at the beach, I was able to be free. And my dad always called me the silent rebel. And my mother knew that I had that bend in me as well. And we always talked about that. But that's a time that it's like, your senses are all surrounded by the sound of the waves, the smell of the waves, the feel of that. So I think that all my senses were like on, and I was able to be who I wanted to be. And I didn't have to speak or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's just that freedom of dangling and being nobody bothering me.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
I'm an adventure seeker all the time. I feel like I plow through oceans of sometimes things that people say that's not going to be able to be solved, and I really don't care if it can't be solved. I think that there's problems in this world and that need to be solved and have some kind of solution that I just plug through. I just kind of like stay the course, and that course is always integrity driven, and the course is always to be able to fight and advocate for the lesser of this this world. So I only invest in female entrepreneurs because I know that they don't get as much funding as other individuals. I advocate for women of color and men of color because they don't get enough funding. And if I don't do anything, then it's not going to be changed. So all of us can have that little step. And the only thing is to keep that course.
That's amazing. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you
Yes.
created in my mind?
Oh my gosh.
There's just
one
element. Just one element.
Oh,
one
I'm so excited. Okay.
The one element that I saw is the way you would have like the 6 days before you had that 1 day of fun. So now even with the accelerators and what you do in that space, like understanding, okay, I put in the work to then be able to enjoy the journey. So just that one thing.
I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you.
There we go. It's amazing. Your father would do that. Like he still, within his stringent model, created a concept that represents principles in life. Like you work to enjoy yourself.
Yes. Yeah, and he left me an inheritance to be able to become an investor.
Oh, there we go.
So that's just like, that kind of comes all around. And I know that, I invest because I know how to invest because I've been doing it as my career. But when that hit, I was like, well, I can either buy a lot of purses and cars, or I can actually make an impact in this world. And I made sure that I did with money that, was hard earned as well. So it's that reciprocity and that respect towards him as well.
The appreciation.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Well done. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
12. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know if that was 12. I loved Cyndi Lauper. I loved her newspaper skirt. Loved her. I loved Madonna. I just think that they were like amazing.
What's one song that pops up in your mind?
The one that is from the oceans, La Isla Bonita from Madonna, and Cyndi Lauper was the Colors one. So,
okay. All right.
So it kind of goes that same thing with diversity.
Do you think it connects? Oh, there we go. I love it. Oh, I have so much fun.
I know. We can go on forever.
All right, we have arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, small declaration form. Yes or no? We're going to go pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I pass on my skills.
Yes or no?
I pass on my skills. No? Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Inner circle of friends? Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Heck no.
How about 3 hours a week?
Probably not.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, more than 8 hours a day.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who Silvia is, what would you say?
I did have one, but it's be the change that you want to see in this world.
Love it. Silvia, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I just think that anybody who's doing entrepreneurship, it's like this, it's craziness, right? So just keep the course, do really great work, and surround yourself with real amazing women and men who will keep you grounded and, be your village.
Love it. I love the village concept. Silvia, this has been a great pleasure. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute convos with Angel Jones. Did you have fun?
I had a blast.
High five.
Yay!